Hey, Tubies. This is Bob Hickman. It's so good to be back with you. Well, guys, how do you like my robes, huh? Check this out. I'm wearing my Wiccan robes. You're saying, Psyche Bob, what are you wearing? Well, I've got my hood on and my long black robes and a pentacle. And on my forehead, I have painted the sacred blue crescent. This is an ancient sign of the priests and priestesses of the Great Mother, of the goddess. And I decided to dress tonight because I promised you in my last video, which was the Blood Moon Prophecies, that we would talk about some magical things. And tonight we're going to talk about the mystical Sabbath that is coming called Imbolc. It's called Imbolc, and the Christians call it Candlemas. And tonight's magic is taken from my Book of Shadows, which I was gifted by a wonderful friend of mine named Angela. Thank you, Angela. I love all my books of shadow pages. And Angela runs a company called Rare Wicca Spells. I've actually been buying spells from her for the last year. And for Yule, she gifted me a special book, which I just adore. And I tell you, she's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of spells. So if you enjoy the magic that I do here at Spirit Channel and you want to kind of work on your own magic, you might want to check out Rare Wicca Spells. I'll put the link below. And go see her and tell Angela, say, Psychic Bob sent me, I want to buy some magic. Now you can buy an entire Books of Shadows, 100 pages, 300, 500 pages, or you can buy individual spells. And so if you like tonight, you can, if you don't have a lot of money, you can just buy this page alone. So page by page you can build your Book of Shadows, and I just love her work. I'm a big fan of Angela and Rare Wicca Spells. God bless you. Love you, Angela. Anyways, I thought tonight we would talk about Imbolc. And Imbolc is a Sabbath. It's a Wiccan Sabbath that is coming up on February the 2nd. So I thought we'd read a little bit, and then we'd do a fire ritual. Okay, Imbolc / Candlemas. And I'm reading from the page here. Imbolc, Celtic, Oimelc, Festival of Breed, Festival of Brigid, Candlemas, Imbolc Brigantia Lupercus, that's a Strega tradition, February 2nd, Northern Hemisphere, August 1st, Southern Hemisphere. Candlemas is the Christianized name for the holiday, of course. The older pagan names were Imbolc and Oimelc. Imbolc literally means in the belly of the mother. For the room of the mother, earth, hidden from our mundane sight, but sensed by a keener vision, there are stirrings. The seed that was planted in her womb at the solstice is quickening, and in the new year grows. At the time of Candlemas, the newborn sun god is seen as a small child nursing from his mother. The holiday is also called Bridget's Day in honor of the great Irish goddess Bridget. She was considered a goddess of fire, patroness of smithcraft, poetry, and healing. The Roman Catholic Church couldn't very well call the great goddess of Ireland a demon, so they canonized her instead. And that's true. Henceforth, she would be Saint Bridget, patron saint of smithcraft, poetry, and healing. Smithcraft is like ironwork, working with fire and metal. They explain this by telling the Irish peasants that Bridget was really an early Christian missionary sent to the Emerald Isle. Today, this holiday is chiefly connected to weather lore. Even our American folk calendar keeps the tradition of Groundhog's Day, a day to predict the coming weather, telling us that if the groundhog sees his shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of bad weather. This custom is an ancient Old British rhyme that tells us, if Candlemas Day is bright and clean, there'll be 2 winters in the year. Actually, all of the cross-quarter days can be used as inverse weather predictors, whereas the quarter days are also used as direct weather predictors. Imbolc involves celebrations of banishing the winter and welcoming the spring. At this phase of the cycle, winter is swept away and new beginnings are nurtured. Some Wiccan groups favor this time of year for initiations into the craft. It is traditional at Candlemas to light every lamp in the house for a few minutes in honor of the sun's rebirth. The goddess becomes the maiden again, and as the wheel turns towards spring, it is a celebration of the coming spring and the new life it represents. So there's a little bit about Imbolc. There's a lot more. I won't go into all of it, but I thought tonight we would honor the Festival of Lamps. So why don't you come and join me at my altar, and let's usher in this mystical Sabbath. Come on along. Hey, tubies. Well, here we are at my altar. It's kind of dark, so I don't know if you can see me, but look behind me here. Here is my breed's altar. You'll see here I have a beautiful icon. Sorry I can't move the camera, but there's an icon here of Bridget. Let me bring that up to show you guys. This is actually an icon of Saint Bridget, but I love it because it's really the ancient goddess as well. You'll notice she's holding a bowl of fire because Goddess Bridget was a goddess of fire. And in her hand is a beautiful breed's cross, which is an ancient pagan symbol of the turning of the wheel. And to honor Bridget, I made a red and white cord that I'm draping around this image because red and white are the traditional colors of Imbolc. So I've put that here at the center of my altar. And here on my altar, I have my beautiful cast iron cauldron. And as Saint Bridget, or Goddess Bridget, was a worker of metalcraft, she also is associated with the cauldron. So tonight, we're going to have a fire sacrifice in our cauldron for the blessing of this Imbolc and for the wishes of all of you. When I do a fire sacrifice, I like to use a little bit of alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is good. It burns clean and bright and clear and blue. So that's what we're going to put. Now, if you do this at home, please be very careful. I'd recommend you not do this unless you're experienced in magic and working with this. But it's just a tiniest little bit, as you can see, a cap, half a capful. And watch the effect we'll get. So we're going to put that in our cauldron. And as you do this, you want to be very attentive, very reflective, for it's a sacred time of year. And I want to take just a little stick here, and we'll just light it. I'm going to offer it now to the goddess. Great breed, receive our offering. And as you can see, the flames are rising in the cauldron. I want all of you to make a wish, what you need, what you want for this Imbolc. The goddess's power is strong, and you can receive it now. Great breed, goddess of fire, we honor you at this Imbolc. We call you to our circle. We thank you for your blessing of fire. I ask that all the YouTubers and viewers of this video now receive that which they request at this holy time. We welcome the return of the young Sun Lord, and we welcome your presence as you grow young and renewed in spirit. Let us all be empowered at this magical time. So mote it be. What I do then is I just let the fire burn down. And I know that my energy and intent is released into the universe to work its magic. Well, guys, I'm so glad you joined us for this magic ritual tonight. You know, at Imbolc, it's also a wonderful tradition to set your altar ablaze. And as you can see, I have a lot of candles going on my altar. So you might want to set up an altar, light all your candles. It's a wonderful time to burn off the old candles and start new candles, anoint them, bless them, and prepare for this time of magic. I encourage you to do some research on Imbolc. And remember, if you need resources, I encourage you to visit rarewiccaspells.com. and you can get all the information on Imbolc and all the Sabbats and magic. It's a wonderful source, one I use. So I'll put the link below. Guys, thanks for being here at Spirit Channel. Listen, if you haven't already, we'd love you to subscribe. Come and join our channel and be part of us. We're going to have more magic rituals in the coming weeks, so you want to be back here. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you soon. Blessings to you all.